Thanks for joining us. Back in Sylvester Stallone filmography, Jared. 1987's over the top. I mean, obviously, the premiere and foremost arm wrestling picture, I believe. So this will be an interesting one to unpack a little bit. Before we get to that, though, you've obviously been on leave, so your watching list should be long and distinguished.
Reasonably long. I don't know about distinguished.
Okay, what do we got?
It's long. Okay, what do we have? Well, after chatting to you about the docos last week, I got into a little bit of doco territory. I started off with This Was the XFL.
Okay.
Which was the 30 for 30 about the first go around for the XFL, which was kind of funny. Like it was good to look back on.
That was a Vince McMahon thing, right?
Yeah. The funniest parts to look back on are his like press conferences about, leading up to it and how by the end of it, for some of the good that they did, seeing the last couple of weeks and seeing him pulling some of the fucking WWE vignettes in the middle of the game. Like there was one where he tries to throw a cameraman into the cheerleaders' locker rooms and things like this. It's just like, Vince, come on. But it's also interesting to see some of the ideas that they pulled on the technical side for like camera angles and stuff caught on.
Yeah.
And you see them in the NFL now and stuff like that. The funniest part for me was like there was a portion where they started trying to win back some ratings. They started throwing shit against the wall and seeing what would stick. And one of the things was Jesse Ventura as like the fucking sideline, the halftime reporter and stuff. But he ran it like a wrestling show. So he starts antagonising the coaches and there's one where he asks the coach a question as he's walking off and the coach won't talk to him. He's like, yeah, of course, too fucking yellow to talk to me at halftime and all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, okay, I can see how this went pear-shaped.
I know, Jesse, stop it. Ask you a legitimate question or shut up.
Yeah. So, that was a good one. It was interesting to watch. I also watched Hell Camp, which you mentioned. Yeah, I didn't mind it. I think it suffers from, and we spoke about this, I think it suffers from being just one of the prime examples of Netflix's paint-by-numbers documentary model at the moment, just to rip out whatever you can. I don't even know if it was made by Netflix, but there was parts of it where you could predict exactly what the person popping up was going to say.
If it wasn't made by Netflix, it was clearly in the wheelhouse of what they wanted.
Absolutely.
And I like you, thought some of it was interesting, but I also thought to myself it probably could have been done in fucking 40 minutes.
Well, the story that they came out with, they didn't go too in-depth with it. It just kind of started going from the first one where, quite honestly, you could see some of the reasons why the first one succeeded.
Yeah.
And then they start to bring out a few little issues around. I mean, number one, you probably shouldn't fucking kidnap the kids in the middle of the night and then just chuck them in a van and drive them to the location.
This isn't fucking frat house hazing.
Exactly. But you see parts of the camp that are just like camps that kids would go to.
Yeah.
But then they started to dig into the issues around it, which was good. But from there, they don't seem to develop very much of the story to the point where we get to the camp in Samoa where it's basically fucking hell. It's
like fucking Lord of the Flies.
Yeah,
and I don't know about you, but I could be a bit of a prick of a kid back in the day, but I don't think I needed 18 months in Samoa to sort me out.
Especially
like maybe a month.
I think they should have talked to the reporter guy a little more and dug into the issues around, hey, he's fucking gone out of the States and outside of these bloody checks and balances. And as you said, it turned into very, very bad situation.
What about the one that was on the ship?
Yeah.
That was pre the Samoa one. Fuck me, drug. I don't need to be on a ship for 6 months.
Yeah, I think they should have dug into those ones a little more. Yeah. And as we said, there's a couple of people that pop up where you can clearly see just by talking to them that they've got some fucking high-level needs that probably weren't being catered to at that particular time.
Yeah.
In, the 80s.
So you can see where the friction would have occurred.
Yeah, you can see where some of the issues, the guy was not an educator. He didn't know anything about working with kids. He just thought, the way to fix kids is just this military.
Well, that was the most interesting thing for me is that the guy was fucking dribbling on about how this is how you fix kids. But both his kids ended up in the camp and both his kids had major problems of drugs, alcohol, and other forms of issues. So clearly, mate, and the camp didn't help them. No. So clearly, you actually didn't know what you were talking about.
Yeah. Exactly. And then the last in the doco realm. Oh, well, actually, there was another doco, but I watched the whole series of Shiny Happy People.
Oh, yeah.
On Amazon about the Duggars. And,
you mentioned
the
this, you
Duggar
said it was very
family.
good.
Yeah, I never watched the show. Like, it was one of those things where you knew of them because you'd seen them pop up on bloody entertainment shows or websites or whatever. So you knew there was this website about this family with fucking 18 children or 19 by the time it wrapped up. But it's really it's kind of the opposite to Hellcamp. It's really well structured. Like the first episode just sticks around the family and how they got famous and then starts to dig into a couple of issues that pop up. And then the second episode goes into the teachings that they followed and the guy that founded this crew that, I mean, the fucking group that they were following was where they were getting all the homeschool material too. So the homeschooling was not fucking, again, it's not a curriculum. So
it's not curriculum from actual
it's just these
education.
These books that dictate all the religious teachings and stuff like that. And then, the third episode goes deeper into that and the guy that ran it. And then the fourth one sort of comes back around to the Duggars. Great stuff. Okay. Really good stuff. I was very impressed.
I believe that's on Amazon Prime, correct?
It's on Amazon Prime.
Okay, I'll check that out.
And it's reasonably, I looked at the 4 episodes and my initial thought was, this is classic Netflix where they're going too long with it. But the episodes are pretty well paced. There's they range from about 30 minutes to 50 minutes, 35 minutes to about 50 minutes.
Okay.
So some of the episodes are nice and short and sharp, and I don't think it suffers too much from the bloat of being a longer doco. I think the structure of it and the way they work it out works really well.
Good.
And last on the doco realm was just last night. You saw a little bit of this yourself. But
I saw 75%. Let's just say that.
I'd say you saw about 5%.
I didn't. I saw a portion of it quite a bit, but then I missed some key things. Let's just get into it, and then I'll explain what I missed.
You missed some key info. Yeah, so it was The Devil on Trial, which was the Netflix doco about the case that the Warrens were involved in. That's the basis of Conjuring 3.
Yeah.
Look, fair to say, for a near 90-minute doco, the 10 minutes towards the back end pretty much sum up what I think was going on.
Yeah.
I didn't like it so much. I think they dramatised. You pointed out early on that there was a lot of flashbacks coming in, like dramatised flashbacks. Initially, I was like, sometimes they put this stuff out there. I take it or leave it. But I think it fed into the bullshit, to be honest.
Yeah.
It fed into what I think was wrong with the doco, where they go from the start with this the possession angle, and then to me, the picking at parts of that is the more interesting thing, and you didn't put a lot of time into that.
Probably because if you pick too closely at it, you pick it apart. You find out it's not real. Let's be totally honest here, Jared.
I think that's what it comes down to.
We can't do too much into it because once we do, we just fucking we just go, this is crap.
But you don't go into the case very much. You don't go into the things that could go against this possession.
Yeah.
You spend 90 minutes fucking trying to scare us like the movie, and then you go, well, there might have been something else here. I'm glad they did actually
address
talk to the oldest brother who was like, this is bullshit. Well, whereas the rest of the family's like, oh, this happened, absolutely. And then the one
let me lay this on you.
This is bullshit.
Now, look, I saw 75%. Okay? I missed the bit.
25%?
Okay, 50. I admit that I fell asleep during the key crux of the possession angle and the murder, and then woke up to...
So just the peripheral stuff.
Woke up to find people questioning. I was like, what the fuck what am I in here? But once I actually did see the majority of the second half where they sort of untangled the Warrens' involvement and the older brother, who sounds far more convincing than anyone else in the documentary, far more convincing. The simple fact of the matter is, and you only have to look at because they did, they did have snippets of the recordings throughout that last back end, so I kind of caught up there. But it's just The Exorcist.
Yeah.
It's clear that they have used the Warrens' stick was you take the fucking Exorcist and you rinse and repeat.
Well, you listen to what the kid's saying. At one point, he says Jesus is going to burn in hell.
Yeah.
Well,
That's close to your mother sucks cocks in hell. Similar.
Jesus isn't here, mate. He's not in the room with us.
Mm.
Wouldn't he have already been at one of these two places? He would have arrived.
Well, if you're possessed by the devil, isn't Jesus rocking up in someone else's body and go, what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah. But you listen to things that he's saying, and then at one point he goes, oh yeah, I saw this thing in the room, and it looked just like a Halloween store devil. And I'm like, you're telling me that the actual devil Satan popped up, and he was a guy with a red face, two little horns, some long black sideburns, a little goatee.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he looked like.
And this is where the Warrens come into play. They coach the kid.
Yeah,
they coach the family.
The oldest brother is the only one to say, hey, they came in before any of what he was doing and said, oh, this is what'll happen, and made sure we heard it all.
Yeah.
And then he's like, lo and behold,
it all starts happening.
Starts doing exactly that.
Yep.
And then the Warrens, they're not doing anything other than quick, take the camera, hold the microphone to him, let him go. The funniest part was when he was like, oh, my dad, who wasn't involved, when you watch the doco, they make it clear that the dad also thought it was bullshit and was just not involved in any of it. He goes, Dad walks in and said, that's enough, and slapped the shit out of the kid and said, stop it. And he goes, funnily enough, the devil was very quiet that night.
yeah. He sat down and did what he was told. I was like, yeah, of course he did.
Yeah.
Because...
And the story that he concocts, as you said, is far more believable.
Yes. Mum was putting drugs in their food and shit.
And it comes down to the classic things.
They made zero money, but the Warrens made heaps.
They made $4,000. The Warrens made 80 by selling the book.
mean,
it's clear that they... as has been said, we were looking at a few articles, as we do. You watch this and then you read a few articles and you stumble back across the whole breakdown of the Warrens or whatever. And there was one in particular that said the Warrens were never researchers. The Warrens never walked up and said, all right, well, we're going to research this case. The Warrens walked up and said, oh, yeah, this is what's happening.
Yeah.
And this is how we're going to play it, which normally involved a book. Funnily enough, that brother also mentions a writer coming in, which is very, very close to the Amityville story, which makes his take a little more believable.
Yes.
I mean, you could say, well, he's heard what went on with Amityville and just...
Well, the Warrens involved in that.
Yeah.
Not as deeply, because Lutz was the... and...
The Warrens were as deeply embedded in that one as this one.
Oh, were they?
I
thought they were more on the periphery of Amityville.
Yeah, maybe not so much in
but that's where I reckon that's where they got their stick.
Yeah.
That's where they got their fucking ideas.
But
because it's exactly the same thing.
Tied it up with the author and brought the author in, and the Warrens were the ones that were saying, we're going to punch this up, make it scary.
But this is the thing, Jared. How long does it take that we continue to say in Hollywood, let's from the files of the Warrens, when they're shysters? It's been clearly fucking put out there that they're a pack of liars, right?
Yeah.
So the movies should not come based on a true story. They should just be a story. Yeah,
I think this is the thing, right? The whole phrase "based on a true story" allows you to just
jump around. I think they use
"inspired
by" now.
Yeah,
a lot of,
which would make, as I said to you, I don't want to speak and say definitively whatever, but I don't get the sense that James Wan goes into these movies thinking, oh, yeah, this is exactly how it happened. I think his job is how are we going to scare the shit out of someone sitting in the audience?
But it's more the marketing. It's not about James Wan and how he makes those films, because I feel like, he's taking a kernel of an idea there and then just expanding it into a scary film.
Yeah.
And that's okay. But they're marketed as some kind of true to life, that Ed and Lorraine Warren are someone that we should look at as, people that... Because they're heroes in these movies. Is that not the way it's played?
Yeah.
They're heroic.
Yep.
But why should we portray these people as heroic characters when they're clear bullshit artists?
I think you just got to look at it like... I get the sense it's like, well, to use their name and to use their stories, you've kind of got to...
Yeah, you've got to suffer a little bit of bullshit.
Got to pay them some money and whatever. So I don't think what you're seeing on
screen... I think they're both dead, aren't they?
Yeah, they're both dead, yeah. I think what you're seeing on screen is basically just a concoction. And, just separating it. It's a fiction. The Warrens on screen are a fictional...
Yes. We're creating a character with just those names. We're characterising who they are for the films.
Yep.
Totally different to who they were in reality. But
Pretty much.
look, it's just very it's just hard to cop this. That there's so many fucking people who have had to put up with these fucking bullshit artists coming in and saying, "Yeah, look, your son's possessed." It's just ridiculous.
Yep, I wasn't a big fan of that one. I think they played too much to that angle and not enough of let's dig a little deeper into. I mean, you don't even really hear what happened in the murder. They very briefly describe, there was a bit of a fight, there was this and that.
It was a stabbing and that was it.
You know, when you look into it, other people say, there was lots of drinking going on, there was rumours of an affair.
Yeah.
They briefly mention that, but they don't dig very, very deep into it. So I couldn't strongly recommend it unless you've got an interest in kind of, you just...
Can I ask, Jared, because I'm going to quietly point out I missed this part of the documentary. The young boy was possessed.
Yeah.
But so how did the other guy... How could he use a defence of devil possession in the murder?
They said during the possession... during the church, during an exorcism in the church, which they had a recording of, funnily enough, he
got possessed too.
Leave the boy to take me on, or something like that. And of course, Lorraine Warren said, "Oh, you can't do that. What have you done now?" And then he declares that I was walking out of the apartment down the stairs, and then I blacked out, and I don't remember anything from that point on of the murder.
And that's what you're saying you were possessed. That's how you're saying you were possessed.
Yeah, that was 5 months. The murder was 5 months after the.
So you've been possessed for 5 months, but you didn't do anything until now.
Possessed for 5 months with no symptoms until you murdered someone.
Oh, now I'm possessed.
Now I'm possessed. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So now I realise how much crap it was, because that doesn't make any sense at all.
I know, but the devil will just wait in hiding until you're
Does he?
Until you're at your most vulnerable point, which happens to coincide with heavy drinking and a bloke that's possibly slept with your missus.
Yeah, that's right. The devil likes to play a long game. That's right.
The devil's been playing a long game for thousands of years now. Yeah, so that one wasn't great. So moving into from fictional to more fictional.
I'm going to assume that the next thing out of your mouth in this thing is that one wasn't great either.
No. Well, the next one wasn't bad. I watched Talk to Me. Speaking of possession.
Oh, yes, okay.
I watched Talk to Me.
Okay.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Really well done. The start of it, especially, probably the first half, is really cool. A nice little take on the possession stuff. I love the way they play it as like this party game. Sort of go in, throw in a little bit of the viral culture and that sort of thing. Some pretty strong acting performances from some young actors that I haven't seen a lot of.
Does it lose a bit of steam?
It loses a bit of steam because it kind of gets a little predictable in where you're going. And in trying to play the grief and almost a touch of like addiction to something, the lead character does things that are just really silly. And so you sort of start to lose a bit of that element of really being in her corner.
Yeah.
You're just kind of like, you got to stop. You just got to stop. But overall, really enjoyed it. I would say check it out. I was looking at it, even when it was getting pretty good buzz, I was like, it's not really my thing. It doesn't really look like, I don't tend to love a lot of those possession sort of movies. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was good fun.
Okay, good.
Then I went on to Renfield.
Oh, yes.
Renfield was good fun.
Yeah, I've heard that.
It's not fantastic.
Yeah.
But
it's just light and
it's light, and it, obviously as people that enjoy that sort of stuff, obviously we've watched different takes on Dracula. I recently went through the Nosferatu kind of variations on it, so I loved seeing just a funny little take on Renfield, how he's in a toxic relationship and this sort of stuff. That was funny. I'm not a huge Awkwafina fan. I've said that a few times. I actually didn't mind her performance. I thought she was pretty enjoyable in this, and Nick Cage, bit of fun.
Yeah.
Perfect
role for him.
Yeah, it's just an enjoyable little flick. So had some fun with that. I then checked out. I saw the Iron Claw.
Ah, yes.
In the cinemas.
I'm actually really keen to see that.
Yeah. Look, I loved it. I thought there's definitely a few issues with it early on. Like Fritz von Erich, the character of Fritz von Erich is very. He's just spouting things to kind of fill in details.
Yeah.
And it almost sounds like a fucking narration voiceover or whatever. Like there's one part where they're at the dinner table and he's making sure he calls everyone by name and he's like, oh, you know, you got to eat up because you're going to be a big, strong wrestler and all that. And then, you know, Kerry Von Erich at this point is in the Olympic training camp, so he has to kind of say, well, you know, your brother Kerry, he's about to become the first Olympian in the family. And I'm looking at it going, oh, Jesus, this is really clumsy fucking exposition and stuff like that. But once you get all that out, it sort of settles in. There's a few instances of that, but it sort of settles in. And it's just a fucking heartbreaking sort of story. Fritz Von Erich, the character is very kind of one note, but I think the Zac Efrons and you know, Jeremy Allen White, forgotten his name, but the English bloke who's playing the oldest brother, and then the youngest brother, who not really familiar with that actor. They all do a really good job of showing on screen this really close brotherly relationship. They all deliver really, really solid performances. The youngest brother is a little bit, I don't know, it's a little bit goofy in the way it's played out towards the end, but overall, I think that was the strength of it, like showing just the fucking heartbreaking nature of it. And, you know, having watched things like Dark Side of the Ring and knowing a little bit about the Von Erichs, to think that they fucking left one of the brothers out who also had a tragic story. Yeah. And then watching the movie and going, yeah, they probably made the right decision because this is tough to watch. It's pretty good. I liked it.
Okay, good.
Outside of that, I've been fucking knee deep in full moon. Well, not even knee deep, neck deep in full moon features, Adam.
Oh, holy shit! Here we go.
I've watched Evil Bongs 1 through 7, and the Ginger Dead Man versus the Evil Bong in this space of time.
Fuck's sake, Jared! Like honestly, have you wanted to gouge your eyes out?
There's been times that I have wanted to. There's been. I get the comedic nature of the angle that you're going for on the first one or two. But fucking hell, by the 7th one, I was sitting there going, why am I still watching? Don't get me wrong, I love Charlie Band. I love the hustle. I love the fact that he can make the cheapest movies ever. But on this one, they just got a little too much for me. I mean, the soundtrack is almost the same for all the movies. There's songs you hear multiple times, the same actors popping up, the same.
Do you reckon they're all just shot in like fucking a few months?
Not
like
even.
All of them?
Couple of weeks.
Few weeks.
Couple of weeks tops. Some of them only have 1 or 2 locations. And they just rip through that. Like the first Evil Bong has 2 locations. A dorm room and then a strip club looking thing. That's it.
Less money per film.
The thing for me is I just don't find... I'm open to watching something really stupid like this and getting a few laughs. The problem for me is I don't find them all that funny. There's a few laughs to be had, but not a lot.
Well, we had a conversation about it earlier on yesterday. I understand the days of video where you punched out 10 puppet masters.
Yep.
Because you were making video rental dollars.
Yes.
And sales.
Yeah.
The days of that are gone.
Yeah.
So what are you actually making out of this?
Well, he's got to be making money, but
is it just cheaper content for a streaming service or something like that?
He's got his own streaming service, and then obviously they get sold to Tubi and
so he makes some money there, but it doesn't seem to be as much.
I don't think it'd be as much, and I think that shows on the films. But I also just don't think these, like back in those days, he was making. I'm going to say the Blake made some good movies. He made Trances. Castle Freak's pretty good with good actors and some decent ideas.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think something like Zone Troopers is great, but I love the idea. Like, the idea of fucking you're in the midst of World War II, but then you come across a fucking alien. That was a good idea.
Yeah.
For a movie like that. It seems like the budgets aren't there to be going with this.
No.
With those ideas anymore. So he's kind of settled into this kind of range. It's just not, I don't know. I don't find it as funny as it should be to me.
You and everyone else, I think.
Adam, we're at Evil Bong number 8, and the Evil Bong and the Ginger Dead Man are still little puppets that they are putting like a real person's mouth over to animate the speaking. Again, I respect the hustle. You're cutting costs.
I love the hustle. Yeah, put it on YouTube. Let's not worry about putting it anywhere else.
No, I want a 90s fucking Charlie Band full moon feature. I think he was angling to make Head of the Family too. I'd be there for that because I like that one.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that it for you?
Yeah, that was it.
God,
just too many Evil Bongs and Ginger Dead Mans.
But the good thing is you saw the Iron Claw and a couple of other good ones in there.
Yeah, I did watch the
At least you didn't have to get some fucking that shit is all you had. All right. Okay. I did a fair bit of TV. I finished off Reacher, season 2. Really good. Enjoyable stuff. I mean, Alan Richardson is
v.
pure.
Cruz. Who's the better
Richardson's
actor?
better.
Just the
Cruz
actor?
a far better actor.
Yeah.
Like, if you could take Cruz's acting ability and put it in Richardson, then you've got yourself.
But Richardson's a good actor.
He's a solid actor. Cruz is a better actor, but Richardson is the guy. Like, he looks like what they're supposed to have him as.
The physical aspects are important.
They
to the
are.
character.
They are. And I read one of the novels just recently, and they're very important.
Okay.
I mean, he's purely natural, Darren. Purely natural.
No help.
No help at all. He's got fucking shoulders like... he looks like a fucking suitcase.
Sorry, what was that? THT? Yeah, I had a little bit of that.
Oh, yeah. Look,
Alan.
I was bending over in the shower and someone tripped and
Alan,
checked it into my bum.
Well, no, just tell
Alan,
us. That's
it's
fine.
not illegal for you to do that, mate.
I'm not dirty on you.
You're not a fucking sports person or something.
I
You're
mean,
an
when
actor.
I look at you, I consider maybe I should do it. Maybe I should do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, you're ripped as fuck. Absolutely ripped. The bloke's huge.
Yeah, if I just have to,
But if I had to compare his size in season 1 to in season 2, I mean, it's fucking chalk and cheese. He's much bigger.
Yeah. Okay.
But look, good, solid action sort of TV.
Yeah.
I watched the first 2 episodes of True Detective, Night Country, which is the one set in the Antarctic with Jodie Foster.
Yep.
Fucking really good. And creepy as hell. And I believe it also has, what's his name? John Hawkes. Don't see enough of John Hawkes. I love him. I reckon he's great. He pops up sort of in a lesser role, but so far, really enjoying it. This is the one that I was very unsure of, but I got a recommendation from a mate, and Boy Swallows Universe on Netflix, which is an Australian 7-episode series. I loved it. It reminded me of Two Hands.
Yep.
Very much a Two Hands vibe. Yeah, it's got Brian Brown in it, of course. He's in everything. But it's really, really well done. It has that kind of, as I said, Two Hands, Pulp Fiction kind of vibe where there's all these little things out there and they all sort of come together at the end. But it actually, the last episode, it goes in a direction that I did not see coming at all. And I loved it, even though it shouldn't be. Like, it's kind of like I looked at it initially like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
But it worked. So I was kind of like, oh, okay, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let that go. It was really, really worth it. Definitely worth some time if you've got time. I mean, admittedly, you've got a packed schedule. Evil Bong films take up a fair portion of your life.
Well, look, by part 8, they're only an hour long, thankfully, because early in the series, she was fucking 90 minutes.
And you'd be 1.5 of them, wouldn't you?
Oh, look, there was a couple of portions where it's like there's not dialogue and there's shit going on where I'm like, yeah, I'll just quickly 1.5 that now that Tubi's offered me that option. Look, it's where I wish I wasn't a completionist with this sort of stuff.
Yeah, correct. I watched an old slasher film from 1989 called Moonstalker. Found it on YouTube in full.
No,
Awful.
No, you didn't.
Awful. Oh, no, of course I didn't. I had it on DVD. It was awful.
Okay.
And the only reason I watched it is because I remember someone mentioned it on Instagram. And I was like, fuck, I remember that movie. And I remember when Mum and Dad were going out to an event at night and took me down to the video store and allowed me to hire this when I was like fucking 14 and it was R-rated. And, of course, left me at home and watched this bullshit. Yeah. Of course, it scared me shitless back then.
Yeah.
Now
they just look at the cover and say, well, is this comedy or something?
Yeah. Well, the big R on the bottom should have fucking probably tipped him off, so it wasn't really for me.
Which is funny because your mum normally would have seen that and they'd blow it up.
I know.
You can't watch that.
Fucking clearly they were both blind.
They were checked out by then. Couple of flutes of champers.
They fucking just couldn't give a shit because what they knew was I would pester the shit out of him. So they were like, just fucking let him watch it. Let's get out of here.
Yeah. He's 14. We've already determined that he's fucked.
He's a fucking idiot. He's a gormless idiot now. It's not going to improve.
We can't do any more. Can't do any more for the fella.
So just let him go. And the last one was a documentary on Netflix called American Nightmare, which is a 3-episode. Way too long, as per usual. The story is interesting, and I will admit when you first hear what this couple is putting forward, I am just going total shit. You guys are fucking talking out of your ass. But the documentary does do a reasonable job of pointing out the police got blinders and they couldn't look outside of what their predetermined thinking was, and made some diabolical errors, which would have fucking solved this case immediately.
Yeah.
But because they were so fucking content on thinking these guys were lying, that it took away from it. So that stuff was interesting. The third episode was probably the most interesting, where it kind of unravels everything.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, too long. Fucking could have done it in an hour. So
give it to Charlie Band. He'll do it in an
hour. He'll do it in 25 minutes, and everybody will be a puppet with a fucking mouse gun talking there.
Well, there's also a lot of sex between puppets, which I'm starting to
wonder about Charlie. getting some vibes about him that I don't like.
Oh shit!
But that was it for me.
Okay.
All right. Let's take a break. Here's the trailer for 1987's arm wrestling epic, Over the Top.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Arm Wrestling World Championship competition.
All I want to do is hurt him, cripple him. When the switch goes on, I feel like a machine.
The talk is over. Now the action begins.
Back off, I'm going to give you a world of hurt, little man.
You want it? Sylvester Stallone.
Why not?
I own you. Come on! Over the Top. Rated PG. Soon.
Over the Top, 1987. Directed by Menem Golan, who directed Kumite. I haven't seen that one. I wonder if it's got any connection to Bloodsport. It's produced by Menem Golan and Yoram Globus, who produced Cobra. The story was by Gary Conway, who wrote American Ninja 2, The Confrontation, and David Engelbach, who wrote Death Wish 2. Side note, when David saw this picture, he cried.
Not tears of joy.
Not tears of joy. Not tears of joy. The screenplay was by Sterling Silphant, who wrote The Towering Inferno and won an Oscar for In the Heat of the Night.
Did they take it back?
They should have. And Sylvester Stallone. So Sly got his grubby mitts on this too. It stars Sylvester Stallone as Lincoln Hawk, Robert Lozier as Jason Cutler, Susan Blakely as Christina Hawk, and Rick Zumwalt as Bob Bull Hurley. The budget was $25 million and the box office was 16. Sylvester was reportedly unhappy with the final film. In an interview with Ain't It Cool News, he said that if he directed the film, he would have changed the setting to an urban environment, used scored music instead of rock songs, and made the Las Vegas finale more ominous. I think that was not the worst of your problems, mate.
Yeah.
So,
there's still a couple of things to fix, Sylvester.
Yeah. And why the urban environment? I disagree. I actually think some of the best stuff was the out on the road.
Yeah.
That's the only good shit in there.
Yeah.
So I'm going straight into this. It's just junk. I mean, what the... Sorry. But it's trying to do for arm wrestling what sort of Rocky did for boxing. But it just doesn't realise that arm wrestling's fucking boring.
Yeah. Can I just interject very briefly to sort of piggyback onto that? I know you and I sort of checked in on a Siskel and Ebert breakdown of the movie. And just to sort of put out there their take on the arm wrestling, I'm going to quote, I think it was Ebert.
Yeah.
Ebert said, "Arm wrestling does not have the speed and poetry of boxing or, for that matter, any other sport."
Spot on, Roger.
It's a bit of a problem.
Spot on, big boy.
A little bit of a problem.
Yeah, exactly. It is just so... It lacks sort of... It lacks a way of kind of grabbing you and hooking you. An arm wrestle lasts for what? 30 seconds? So where's the ebb and flow of it, like a boxing match?
Yeah.
Where's
Again, those two fellas point out, there's only so many times you can go this way, then that way, this way. It's not very cinematic, is it?
Exactly. So why Sylvester would have jumped on this, I haven't got a clue.
Dollars.
Yeah. And reportedly, he got $12 million, which was the biggest paycheck to any actor ever at the time.
And I think he said, didn't he say he just kept...
They kept offering him more and more money.
more and more money until I said yes.
Yeah. And I am not knocking the bloke. Like, if someone offered me $12 million to arm wrestle on screen...
Mate, if someone offered me $12 to be an evil Bong Don, I'd say yes.
Oh, I need 120, not 12. It's poorly written. The first hour has only one arm wrestle, and it's basically just this tedious drama about him and his son trying to reconnect.
Yeah.
Whilst driving a big rig.
Yep.
So none of that works. The connection between him and his son is just a massive failure. The dialogue stinks. Fuck. But arm wrestling just has no business being a plot device in a major film like this.
No.
1 out of 5.
1.
Oh, hang on. Quick question. Oh, no, give me your thoughts and then I'll ask you a quick question about this.
Okay. I went for a 2.
2?
Only because, I got a few laughs out of the goofiness of it all. I am being generous. But there was a couple of sequences that I thought were reasonably well directed. Some of the truck stuff. I thought there was 1 or 2 scenes of the father-son stuff that was okay. But you're totally right. Like, we spend an hour just telling you that this bloke's an arm wrestler and showing it once and then getting caught up in the drama. But the drama makes no sense. The backstory is just like, they keep putting things out there that kept making me say, huh? What? Like, why? Where's he been for so long? Why do they still have a really good relationship if he's been away for 10 years? This and that. And I just I was just like, this is so muddled. And then to resolve that, we go to a half an hour of arm wrestling. It's just not...
And
there's brief moments of excitement and a bit of a laugh in there. But overall, I'm just like, holy shit. As we said, pardon the pun, it lacks the punch of Rocky.
It does. And Jared, there's some random shit in that half an hour.
There's some really random stuff. Really random stuff. Yeah. You know what? I probably should go 1.5. Let's go 1.5.
You downgraded.
Yeah, I gave it too much credit for the couple of things that they did all right. But the dialogue at points is fucking laughable. And the kid, I know he's been ripped as not a great actor. I know Siskel and Ebert fucking said they would slap the kid and he was a shit actor.
Knock him across the room, I believe.
This sort of stuff.
Like, that's a bit harsh.
I'm not that down on him. I think the kid as an actor was totally fine, was passable.
But what he's given is just nothing.
What he's given is garbage.
He's either annoying or fucking not really in it. Like there's these stretches where he disappears and there's stretches where he's just fucking an annoying pain in the ass. Yeah. Like he's given very little to work with.
And then when he comes around with the relationship, we sideline him and go into the arm wrestling and like it's just really weird and muddled.
Fucking Jesus. All right, 1 up.
Talk about a miscalculation on
Was arm wrestling big when this movie was getting put together?
Well, didn't they create the tournament? They created a real tournament that mirrored the one in the movie to then be able to shoot some stuff.
So there was no hankering.
I mean, obviously there's arm wrestling competitions.
But just out in the fucking trucker roads. Like the trucker... I mean, Lincoln Hawk exists.
Well, everything now has a tournament.
I mean, there's professional eating.
Well, it's fucking world-class tips, for fuck's sake. Like,
oh, yeah. That stupid fucking game show they had on. Oh, for fuck's sake, world-class tips.
Or what do they call it? I think it's tag. World-class tag.
It's like darts. We've got these fucking ridiculous darts competitions.
Yeah, and I'm not taking shots at darts.
It's a skilled game.
Yeah, but it belongs. Darts is a beautiful thing to do when you're sitting around in a pub having a few drinks. You hold your comps there. When you start playing intro music and having people walking out to Back in Black and things like that,
that's when you got a problem.
It doesn't quite hold.
And you know what though? And again, I sounded like I ripped on darts, but honestly, watching a darts tournament on screen as a film would have more excitement and tension because you're trying to hit certain things for points.
Yeah.
That's where arm wrestling goes wrong.
Yeah.
All you're doing is trying to fucking drag the guys
As I
up.
said, it's not super cinematic, which is why they have to rely on a few kind of like wrestling sort of treat, the bit of trash talk beforehand. John Grizzly doing his bullshit. Like, it's...
Drinking fucking oil.
Yeah, so
Good one, dipstick.
Yeah,
I've got a question for you, though, now that you've given it 1.5. Is this the worst Stallone film?
Probably not. He's probably done worse, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, I can't really think of
Stop all Mama Shoot, definitely.
He's got stuff like Bullet to the Head, which wasn't
not good.
Strong. And
I would suggest Detox.
Rambo.
Last Blood, definitely worse than this.
Expendables 4.
Haven't seen it, but yes.
Seen it, but I've heard it's worse than this. So.
I haven't even seen it, but yes. I did see the trailer, so yes. It's definitely worse than this.
Yeah, we'll find out soon.
Just a side note, that only made $16 million in the US.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have told you the fucking thing had run out of gas at 3.
Yeah.
Why they decided to make a 4th is beyond me.
I don't even know how it got to 4 movies.
Yeah, I reckon 2.
I honestly think 2 was the only one I really enjoyed.
Well, 2's the only one that fully embraced its stupidity of what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Which was these aging action guys running around, fart-assing around, taking the piss. 2 worked on that front.
Should have been like Wild Hogs with guns. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. Space Cowboys even with guns. All right, let's get into it. Now, we're not doing it pros and cons because this movie defies the logic of pros and cons. So we're doing an overall package, just similar to what we did with that ridiculous Gary Daniels movie, I think. We did.
The ridiculous Ultimate Warrior movie.
Sorry, Ultimate Warrior. Sorry, I don't mean to shit on Gary Daniels.
Talk about the real stars.
Yeah, it's true. He was a side player. Okay, so straight off the bat, they open with Eddie Money as Lincoln Hawk drives his fucking piece of shit truck down the roadway, and it's a shocking rock song.
I tell you, Eddie Money sounds like Eddie Broke singing that song. It's fucking horrible.
I think it was Eddie Needed Money.
Eddie Hungry Need Money? Is that what it was?
Because it's shit.
I think my first
comment
was...
What a fucking way to get off on the wrong foot.
I think my first comment was, fuck, they should have let Frank Stallone do this because he would have done it better.
I mean, throw your brother a fucking bone when you're making crap like this.
Yeah.
But I will say the location work of Stallone driving his truck through the hills and byways and, out in the sticks is nice.
Yeah,
location work is nice.
It sets a tone that there's not really a moment in the movie where you could say they haven't put cash and fucking time into it. Because it's... Whether you accomplished what you're after is another story. But yeah, there's definitely money. They're definitely out in some locations and...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Some effort's been put in.
Didn't spend any money
so
on the
truck.
That.
No,
purposely.
The truck looks like dog shit. But the moment we see Sylvester behind the wheel, I'm just not convinced.
Not convinced at all.
He looks like those country singers who are, they're telling you they're all country, but they've got fucking coiffed beards and fancy hairdos, and they're wearing fucking $400, jeans.
Yeah, I just finished working on my truck, but then you look at them and you're like, no, you didn't. You just finished moisturising and
you took your dipstick out, checked it.
Yeah, nothing against that too. I don't mind a little bit of softening of the features, but
I've been doing it for years.
Don't tell me that you're doing something else.
Yeah. Because I'm up front. These are not the hands of a worker.
No, shit, no, hell no.
I don't think they're the hands of a lover either.
What are they? The hands of? They're the hands of an idiot.
Basically, yes. Yeah, I think that's more like it. Yeah,
I think
it's like me driving a truck, Jared.
Exactly.
If you saw me sitting up in a big rig, you'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing up there?"
I mean, they could have put the big bump sound over the top as soon as you see him up in the cab. You're like, "No, this doesn't work."
I need to see you in a small Porsche with the top down. That's Stallone.
Yeah, exactly.
Tango and Cash Stallone. That's more like it.
Yeah, it didn't fit for me there. Didn't fit. I mean, you could also tell straight after that. You can also tell he's never washed his own vehicle.
How does this work? I pull the trigger and water comes out. Is that
it looked like me the first time I held that thing at car lovers and just about fucking...
Or when you turn the dial round in car lovers to the washing brush.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, shit's fucking falling out. Like, what the fuck do I do?
Yeah.
What do I do with this? This thing's leaking.
Yeah.
You rub it on your car, dickhead. All right, yeah, okay. Yeah, he doesn't seem to know. And I love the fact that he fucking armour alls his tyres.
Yeah.
But the fucking truck looks like a pile of shit.
Yeah, the truck looks horrible. You've armour-alled the tyres just as you're about to head back out on the fucking dusty highway. Like, what are we doing, Sly? Have a think about it. Pick your spots.
You're trying to make a good impression for your son, so you armour all up 100 Ks.
100 Ks out. Let's be frank.
For the love of God,
Let's
mate.
be frank. Your tyres are going to fucking fall off by the time you get there looking at your truck.
I know. But when the car actually does turn up to the academy, the military academy, it looks worse. It looks worse than ever. Like, bloody hell, Sylvester.
Yeah.
You wasted your time there.
Yep.
Now, just the sequence when Stallone turns... I know he's a rough, truck driver.
Yeah.
But he turns up and he gets out of the car and he's in a pair of chinos, Jared.
Yeah.
He's in a collared shirt
Tie?
that looks to be ironed, a tie, braces.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I mean, he possibly ironed it by sitting on it in the truck cab. He didn't have time to do any more than that, but he's gone to the effort. Like,
he wore it, he put it on, he used body heat iron.
Yes,
the old body
correct.
heat.
Yep.
And his hair's
brushed
and he seems to have shaved.
Yep.
But everybody looks at him like he fucking crawled out of the sewer or something. Like he's some sort of monster.
I know. It's,
Like, holy shit, what are we doing here? Like, he doesn't look that out of place.
This is where you see the issues with the Go-Go Boys' directorial skills.
Yeah.
Although it was only ever Gollum that directed, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But he just seems to be out of touch with normal human
Behaviour.
Like, it's just, there's always these really weird things that are going on where, in some contexts and things you can accept it, but when it's a bloke going to meet his son and everyone's kind of just looking at him going, ugh, it just comes off as really strange.
Yes. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I can see how that happens after the doco mentioned how he spoke to a chimpanzee about how to act. I think that's really fucking... he didn't quite understand what was going on.
Yeah.
But... Now, I've got this is a big question, Jared, and I think you kind of hammered this home. Sylvester goes to pick up his son, who he left 10 years ago or 12 years ago.
Yeah.
But there's never an indication of why he left. They never kind of broached the subject of to what reason he left.
Yeah.
Was
Even
it a falling out with the missus? Were they still married?
Seem on really good terms. She's still using his last name. She's still referred to as his wife.
He gets on the phone and says, hello, honey.
Hello, honey.
Has he just been driving trucks for 10 years?
10 years. Couldn't fucking make his way to stop in and say hello. I mean, he talks about, I made a mistake. I know that. But I've been writing you forever. And then he's like, what, you never got the letters? Like, he's surprised. But then... he talks about how the mum would always send pictures, but that would assume that you never got a letter from the boy back with the pictures, and you never bothered to fucking check in on that.
But you got the pics, but your stuff was what? Resold by mum?
Well,
I assume it was a grandfather.
We go into that later on, where we assume it's the grandfather, but then we find it in mum's room. We find all the letters in mum's room.
I don't know.
And they never fucking broach any of this. Never.
Well, they haven't got time for that, mate. The Hawks fucking in the semi-finals at the Las Vegas Arm Wrestling Championship.
Well, I mean, you had an hour where you didn't bother with the arm wrestling that you could have dealt with it. But it seems kind of important.
No, but
that we need a motivation.
You had to build up your son's confidence in that time.
Of course.
And tell him about... You can be a loser, but you're
we'll get to that. We'll definitely get into that. But
It
just seems like in leaving all that out, we lack any fucking understanding of Hawk's motivation to leave and then motivation to want to get back in his life. And we lack any understanding of what sort of resentment the kid might hold, what he understands about his dad, other than, oh yeah, Grandpa said you fucking run drugs. Well, Grandpa doesn't know what he's talking about, but anyway, look, it's not recreational.
Yeah.
It's fucking, it's performance enhancing.
Yeah.
Different.
Exactly. So
No.
there's nothing like this. Like for a movie that spends an hour spinning its fucking wheels, armor-alled wheels,
Armor on wheels.
it doesn't bother to explain those. That's where you explain all that.
We need it.
Yeah,
We
definitely.
needed something in there as to why Mum would forgive him. Is Sylvester now just back?
Because I think
mean,
they were
he
trying to
seems-
use the whole angle of her being sick.
Yeah.
But then there was no connection to any of that either.
He never says, that's why I'm here and I stayed away because of. It just seems like, oh well, fuck. I'm back here now. I always wanted to be.
I thought cancer was contagious. So I stayed away.
jeez.
Jesus Christ.
I couldn't find my way back to meet you for a fucking hot chocolate or something.
Yeah. None of it seems. Well, the fact that she's still using his last name is head scratching.
It's
Because it's kind of like
strange.
I got the sense early on that they were ex.
Yeah,
Well, she was his ex-wife.
yeah.
That they were on good terms. That could have still worked. That's not a issue. But then he talks to her on the phone like they're still together.
Yeah.
We then find out her name is still Hawk.
Mm.
So
Well, maybe
what's-
she just kept it because it's a cool last name.
correct. Maybe. Actually, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
If it was me, I'd be like, yeah, I'm keeping you set.
Yeah, I'll keep that.
We're getting divorced, but I'll keep you set. All right, let's get into it a bit further. Terry Funk in
Terry
a
Funk.
suit.
In a suit.
Do you think he was stretching his acting range? Like they said to him, listen, we want you to wear a fucking
Yeah.
some sort of ridiculous.
Well, two things. Terry never does anything except get yelled at.
Yeah.
And
Find the fucking kid. That's all
he delivers one
done.
message. It's funny because he's yelling at him. We still haven't found him, but Terry's just sitting there reading the paper. You're not going to find him in there. But two,
Yeah, what are you doing? I'm looking for a wad ad that says child seat.
oh yeah, I thought maybe we'd just see a clip of him somewhere. Number two, we get a wrestler and noted bit of a hard man, Terry Funk. We never get him in a fucking fight.
Yeah, one late biffo. It's
Yeah,
very short.
It's very short. What are we doing?
Yeah, Terry needs to be fucking front and centre.
Yeah,
In fact,
like Roadhouse.
to
Mix it
me,
up.
what you do is Terry enters the arm wrestling comp.
Ooh,
That's what I
okay.
would have done.
No, I would
Throw us a villain.
because I could have done without an arm wrestling comp altogether.
No,
so-
but I would have thrown that in. Because I'll get to it a bit later, but old fucking Bull, what's he, is shocking. Like, shockingly bad. And that whole situation is just so fucking lazy,
Yeah.
the way they
I mean,
handle that.
I wasn't too down on him because the whole thing was fucking goofy. But yeah, we'll get to that.
He's
So
also got
we're
a
still
fucking
on the-
wonderful Jerry curl.
Oh, brilliant.
Terry was the heights of fashion, 1987.
Absolutely.
Looks fucking magic.
So getting back to the military academy,
Oh, here we go.
the kid's a turd
Yeah.
to start with.
Discipline. I thought they taught that there.
I mean, he's polite, but he's a polite turd.
yeah.
Just fucking have a dirty Roadhouse steak and stop fucking complaining about
Yeah,
it.
and stop giving me the fucking stats on cholesterol and shit. Because I don't know about you, Sylvester Stallone looks pretty fucking healthy to me.
Yeah. I think whatever he's doing looks like it's working
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And we find out what he's doing later, and I laugh.
I reckon the kid should have leaned over and said, "You natural or not?"
Yeah. Much to the mirth of the lads, we see what he gets up to later
Yeah.
on. But yeah, the kid is fucking difficult.
Yeah.
And I know that you're trying to do that. You're trying to create that. But I actually think it would have been more interesting that the kid, he's a disciplined, squared away kid
Yeah.
who starts being naturally intrigued by the fact that that's his father.
Yeah.
And perhaps, they could have teased out some of that information that we talked about that was missing.
Again, the lack of nuance from the Go-Go's.
Yeah, the
he
Go-Go's
goes from
were like,
100
"Fuck, we
to
don't
0.
need that."
He goes from 100 to 0 to about a 95 to back to 0 or a 5. Like, he just fucking just goes from one end to the other without any progression. It's just, oh, you're a dick. Oh, no, you're all right.
Yeah.
No, you're
But now you're a
dick.
How dare you make me fucking arm wrestle in a fucking sleazy diner?
Oh, Jesus. When the first arm wrestle actually happens, I don't mind how they work with that, how they shoot it. I like how they show the shot of walking into
Yeah.
the fucking place.
Yep.
Of course, every good roadhouse is equipped with an arm wrestling
A proper
table,
arm wrestling
proper
table.
arm wrestling table with the pads and shit on it. But I like the way that they do it. Again, the scene's goofy as hell that three blokes fucking come and tap him on the shoulder. Hey, you're the man. He holds the badass and all this sort of shit.
He hooks the man to arm wrestle. Whereas I expected the guy, when I'm in a roadhouse style like that he hits me over the head with a sauce bottle or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He's not interested in arm wrestling.
Yeah, correct. So, but the way that they shoot it.
Yeah, it was tidy enough.
For a brief moment, did I utter touch of class? I didn't, Adam. I didn't do it this time. But
you wish
I learnt my lesson. But I thought to myself, could arm wrestling work as a film?
And then when the scene finished, you were like, no.
No, probably not.
No, it cannot.
Wouldn't have done it myself. But anyway. Yeah, that was okay.
Okay, fair enough. I will say that, yes. I will accept that. That is actually a reasonably well shot sequence. But again, there's no excitement in that.
Well, there was a brief excitement. There was a little bit of anticipation when we're walking into the
the
room.
Anticipation, yes.
I was rising.
But once we get into the arm wrestle, we kind of... Although they do pull the move where he twists his head.
Over the top. He gets the grip over the top, and then she's over. She's done.
Is that why the film's called Over the Top?
I think so.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. I just lulled him into that false sense of security.
Yeah, and then I
got the grip over the top.
Whilst he's pushing very hard against my arm, I'm desperately trying to get it up. I've got time to move my hand entirely.
Just a little manoeuvre and then
Come
that's the
on,
end of
Sylvester.
See you later.
Don't give me that shit.
Yeah.
There's a absolutely ridiculous scene where I wanted them to have a car accident. When they're turning the radio on and off and on and off. Like Sylvester turns it on. Oh, this is a lovely song. The kid turns it off. He turns it back on. It goes for fucking about 30 seconds and I'm just like, what the fuck are we doing here? Let's not have this, okay? Let's move on to something else.
Yeah. There was one part though where Sylvester goes, "Oh, you're going to wear that knob out there," and I just was hoping Michael Scott would pop up and go, "That's what she said."
I was hoping the kid might go, "You're a knob."
Exactly.
Just move on from that.
Yeah, that's where that's some of the worst bonding / butting heads.
Yeah, it's fucking ludicrous.
Oh, it's bullshit.
And again, I feel like
that's where
the kid being kind of intrigued by Stallone, because he's smart, squared away. Yeah, there's a bit of butting heads, but it's not so overt. I think that would have worked better.
I think that's where Engelbach started crying.
And he never stopped.
Because we get to the part where the kid starts. Again, they go for... It's almost like Jerry Maguire, where the kid's fucking spouting facts and knowledge and things like that. But the way that he does it is so fucking obnoxious that it's really hard to like the kid.
Yeah.
You could say, it's possible to do that while taking digs, but being on board with the kid's resentment. But because we don't know why Sly was gone, we don't know any of that sort of shit, we don't really understand what the kid's feeling, it just comes off as really obnoxious.
Yes.
This is where Ebert was probably winding up the backhand.
Yeah. It wasn't Ebert, it was Siskel. It was winding up the backhand. Yeah, and the kid, that's not the actor's fault. That's the screenplay's fault.
Yeah.
Because the screenplay just makes him so unlikable that how can we get on board with bonding?
Yeah.
And again, Stallone, if in those couple of sequences in the cab of the truck, they explained why Stallone left, the kid could kind of mull that over for a bit.
Yeah. And he could give a reason that the kid isn't on board with and doesn't take, but can come to kind of understand through a fucking, I don't know. It just doesn't have any of that.
No, not at all. Now, these guys sleep upright.
Yeah.
Jared?
Yeah.
He fucking pulls over on the side of the road and says, "Okay, I thought we'd grab some shut-eye." And I'm expecting him to get out and get in the cab.
Yeah.
They have those little, beds in the back.
A little bed in the back. No. He just fucking pulls his cap down ready to snooze on the spot.
You fucking sleep upright?
Yeah.
Good luck feeling pretty good in the morning.
At that point, I'm sitting there going, "Where's Grandpa? Get those fucking papers signed because this is unacceptable." Drive another fucking 40 k's down to the Holiday Inn or something.
This is fucking abuse.
You just won $1,000 in an arm wrestling contest. You can afford a cheap hotel.
We can stay in a 2-star hotel on the strip. I mean, for fuck's sake, mate.
But we can drive to the next Formula One and sleep on top of each other.
And have a shower that actually fires out onto your beds.
Have a shower where, you have to fucking stand very up straight to stand in the shower, and even then it doesn't hit you.
But no, let's sleep like this.
Yeah.
Fucking Jesus.
That's
Sylvester.
child abuse, like. I can see why people think you're a deadbeat.
Yeah, definitely. You can't wake up in the morning refreshed, ready to drive again.
No.
Like that.
Fuck no.
I mean, Jared, I can't even fucking wake up refreshed after a nap.
I can't
in
wake
a bed.
I can't wake up refreshed when I feel like I'm sleeping on a cloud. So how am I going to go in a truck?
I mean, there are mornings where I don't think I can drive to work.
You are not going to want to be in the same fucking truck with me if I wake up after that. I'm going to be fucking so grumpy.
And I snore like an absolute bastard if I'm not on my side. Fucking hell, imagine me snoring, arms down by my side, head bowed like this, going, holy shit.
I'd wake up thinking another truck's coming through, and it's, oh, shit. It's just you.
Oh, one of us actually got our hand tangled in the...
Yeah. Good.
Oh, for the love of God.
But
ridiculous.
you know, what better way to get yourself worked up after a shit night's sleep? Let's get out for a bit of roadside fucking CrossFit in the morning to Kenny Loggins' worst song.
Yeah.
That'll get you pumped up.
Kenny told the Go Boys, I got 3 days. That's all I can give you.
Yeah. I'm the king of the soundtrack, and then after he released that, he thought, shit, that's over. What's next?
Yeah, well, that coincides with his career.
Let's close that chapter. What have I got now?
No, but you know what? Just coming back to sleeping in the truck cab, Sly has the gall to say, if you need a pillow, just pop your head against this fucking over-muscular shoulder here.
On this piece of granite.
And then, in the morning, he's fucking sleeping on that kid.
Yeah, you bastard.
Oh, shit.
I'm liking you less by the minute.
But yeah, we do a bit of calisthenics. Sylvester shows him how to, grab the front of the truck and do like, I don't know, fucking rows or something.
He's got himself a total gym in the cab of the truck, and he only works one arm.
That's fucking lunacy. Like, why would you have that in the script?
Oh,
he would have just been like over fucking.
Yeah, he'd been lopsided. He'd have been like a lobster. He's got one fucking massive.
He sits down at the arm wrestling desk and gets falls over.
I was expecting once we started to get in the wrestling scenes, he throws that arm up on the table, and then the other arm's looking like Chris Elliott in Scary Movie.
Yeah, no, he comes in
handle.
like this, and then he goes, puts the fucking little one up.
Just silly, wasn't it? It's just silly.
And he's in the fucking truck cab. He's driving a fucking 10-ton truck, right? Which I believe you need 2 hands, a pretty big wheel.
Yeah.
And he's using one hand to fucking pump his arms and biceps and doing a one-handed fucking drive.
Yeah.
It's not, they do not have a fucking power steer, mate.
No.
It's not a power steering.
Yeah. Silly.
Oh, for
Absolutely
God's
silly.
sake.
And then we go straight back to the kid being this is where he gets really obnoxious about the fucking mental age. And yeah, I'm assuming truckers only have a mental age of 11 to 13. I mean, in Sly's case, he doesn't. No.
Why'd you lay the slipper in his slide?
No, look.
No, but where did he get that data?
I've put my respect out there for Sylvester.
I love Sylvester.
He's a savvy businessman.
I love him like a brother. But you know what? Where did you get your stats from? Because this is pre-Google, mate. Where'd you fucking get all this?
And there's a moment here where I actually like it.
Because I don't think National Geographic or Reader's Digest are right. No, drivers are idiots.
I mean, he might find letters to Penthouse or something like that, but that's about it. That's the only thing that was in there.
Penthouse Forum. Fucking Jesus Christ. By the way, I've got a question. Are truck drivers idiots? And then I've also got a story. I was driving my truck and picked up a lovely looking hitchhiker. Fucking Jesus Christ. Goodness.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and the kid is at his absolute most obnoxious there. That stuff is just
There's
shit.
no softening of the relationship, but still...
Because essentially he's saying, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, basically, in no uncertain terms, he tells him that. I do kind of like the way Sly handles it and says, all right, if you're so smart, it's your turn to drive.
I don't know if that
didn't
sort of
mind.
parenting is a bit unorthodox for me.
It's just a touch unorthodox. I mean, you probably shouldn't be doing it while you're hauling a load. A load of brood, funnily enough.
Exactly, and I'm still using that shit. So.
Yeah, you're an idiot, but you smell like a man. You got the mental age of a 15-year-old, but you smell like a suave 25-year-old.
Oh, you don't. You smell like you fucking,
Sorry, you smell like a suave 18-year-old because by the time you're 19, you realise no one wears brood.
Yeah, they're all on the Old Spice train. Or the Lynx fucking Axe body spray or whatever the fuck it is. But his parenting is unorthodox. He's driving a 10-ton truck, he's letting a 12-year-old fucking kid drive a 10-ton truck who honestly would not be able to touch the fucking pedals.
No, he wouldn't be able to reach it.
Tall enough to touch the pedals anyway.
No.
And so they should have at least had him wearing like a fucking block on his foot or something.
Yep.
And then he takes him into a diner and fucking starts trying to fleece some other kids out of their fucking hard-earned money in an arm wrestling comp.
Again, Granddad's right. Your parenting is fucking awful.
Yeah.
It was better when you're not here. But that, to me, that's the highlight of the film.
Is it?
Like, he's that gibbering rant he goes on in the car park about how life owes you nothing, and
after
you're
the
a
kid gets
who's had
beat in the first round, it was a best of three.
Yeah, best of three. You're a kid who's got everything, but you got to learn that life. You got to meet life halfway, and it doesn't. And then he starts going on about if you lose, it doesn't matter. If you lose like a winner, and I'm just like, what are we talking about? Like, what are you doing here?
I don't care if I win the 250,000 or I just want the truck, but I want to lose like a winner.
What? What are you talking about?
Honestly, mate, you're talking like a loser.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
You're just going on the rant about, Mike beating himself. But, of course, the solution to that is to roll into the local truck stop and wrestle the town delinquents. That's how you
One of
fix
them
that.
Looks like he's about 25. And I actually noticed he had a fucking bicep vein. Like, that kid's not fucking knocking that guy off.
Yeah, that was bad.
But the worst
in
part
a way,
about,
in a funny, like it was funny to watch, so it was kind of like...
The worst part about that is the way as they're wrestling, Sly's standing in the fucking wings going, pump it, pump it, go over the top. Come on, you can do it.
Yeah,
fuck, honestly,
you
if you
didn't
walk
teach him
past
that trick
that,
yet. You didn't teach him the secret grip, the secret technique to get your grip over the top and then fucking... Yeah.
Yeah, what though? If I walk past that and I see this fucking 40-year-old man standing over some kids going, come on, pump it, I'm calling child service.
Yeah, exactly.
Going, there's a problem here.
Yeah. I think it's the same kid I saw sleeping in the truck cab overnight.
Yeah. I saw him, like, his head was hanging down, his dad was fucking snoring like an arsehole next to him. And I think it was the same arsehole.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Oh, fuck. All right, let's have a look here. What else have we got?
Well, I believe we head to the hospital next.
No, we car chase first.
Oh, we car chase.
He gets fucking nabbed.
Yeah.
And the car chase is actually reasonably well directed.
Yep.
It's got a bit of excitement. It's actually done for real. Like, it's actually done in the streets.
Money.
Bit of money in it. And it's reasonably tidy.
Yeah. It was certainly in the positives, the few positives that were floating around. That was one of them. I'm not sure about crashing into the same car that your child's in.
Yeah, I don't know about that either.
But yeah, it was a bit of excitement. The car chase was pretty well done.
Yeah, agreed. Directed with enough flair, I think, to say that was okay. We then end up at the hospital.
Yes.
Is that because Stallone's... Oh, no, that's right. The mother is gone into the hospital.
Yes.
So his wife, ex-wife...
His wife... Still married.
De facto
I don't know.
Partner, because he went out for milk, got a truck, drove for 10 years. He's I'm coming back. I'm almost back. The way the doctor fucking delivers the news of his wife's death is fucking ridiculous. He just walks up and he goes,
"Oh, sorry.
Oh, she's dead.
Your wife died this afternoon." Oh, fuck. Okay. Sorry about that.
All the subtlety of a fucking sledgehammer. And then he doesn't even say sorry. He doesn't even say, condolences
Yeah.
for your loss.
He kind of looks confused as he's delivering the news.
As I said, I think he
I've
was
just
some
got to go back and
diagnosis
check.
murder.
I just got to go back and check. I called it. But,
Look, your wife said, but I've got a murder to solve.
Of course, I was in fucking stitches making myself laugh because I called early on. I'm like, I think Terry Funk's going to turn up in a doctor's outfit to nick the kid again.
Paging Dr. Funk.
Then, of course, we started laughing at paging Dr. Funk. Then hearing, a bit of bass line. And we want the funk. I got to have that funk. Has anybody seen Dr. Funk? Yeah, he's on the dance floor. Yeah, I pronounced her dead at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, she's as dead as disco. Honestly, fucking Dr. Funk. Yeah, what? That would have been the best part of the fucking movie.
I was dead serious when I called it, though. I got back into that WWE headspace, and I thought, oh yeah, he's going to turn up in
tear off his scrubs, fucking threatening Hulk Hogan.
I think I was just waiting for Dr. Funk to actually get us to do something.
That would have given Terry something to do.
Exactly.
He had fuck all else to do.
That's what I was waiting for.
All right. Sly turns up to the funeral in blue jeans, a collared shirt and tie. Jared, I've spoken about this before. It's a funeral.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not a place to wear jeans.
Again, you won $1,000 arm wrestling not that long ago.
Peter Jackson will run you $1,000 for a suit.
Fuck Peter, but you don't even have to wear Peter Jackson's. Just get yourself down to fucking Lowe's.
Shit.
Pick up an ill-fitting suit.
Yeah. Turn up.
You'll still have fucking $950 left over.
You know what? You can drive your truck in that thing too.
Correct. But also, he turns up late. I know he's a little...
Wanders in while it's actually ongoing.
Yeah.
He just
And then
fucking
leaves.
interrupts.
I mean, you can stand at a distance. Even Grandpa, I know Grandpa's an asshole, but even he's not going to fucking cause a scene at a funeral. Surely.
Oh, maybe. Maybe he might tear off and until he just jam it up his ass.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Sylvester comes in, basically makes it all about him. Jared?
Yep.
All about him.
Yep.
Not good enough.
Not good enough.
He then drives his truck through the gates of the fucking compound, grandfather's compound, which, again, I think they're trying to go for an action beat.
Yeah.
But it just, again, there's just no real, it doesn't really give us a lot of, to me, that's at the end.
Yeah. And the only way that could
And
really
in fact,
end,
I thought that was at the end.
the only way that was really going to finish up was the way that it finished up.
Yeah, nothing.
You got arrested in front of your child.
Yeah.
Which doesn't
So
look
fucking
good.
strike 3 on your fucking piss poor parenting book.
Yeah. On the piss poor parenting bingo cards, Sly's he's got it all covered.
Fucking everybody's called bingo.
Exactly. Everyone's a winner.
Lozier then goes over the top, like the grandfather. He goes fucking over the top once they're in there. When
Everyone's
Stallone
going
wanders
over the
into
top
his
today.
house, he starts fucking screaming at him and all this kind of crap. And he has very little to do. Very good actor.
Yeah.
Left fucking floundering with nothing to offer other than being like a villainous
Yeah.
kind of
hammy
asshole.
kind of,
yeah. So you undercut him as well, which isn't helpful.
No.
Now, I think this would be the best dialogue exchange of the film. When Hawk and Mike speak to each other in the jail.
Yeah. It starts with the similar kind of nonsense, but it builds to probably the best work between those two in the movie. Because he starts actually saying, you see the kid actually wants to be with him, but he's kind of saying, essentially, like, what can you offer me?
Nothing.
I want you around, but are you going to be this guy or are you going to be...
Are you going to be this guy who's fucking in jail?
You're going to be this cowboy that fucking makes me sleep in a bloody in a truck every night, or at least if you're going to do that, get me a fucking... Buy a swag.
Buy one of them fucking pillows you have in a plane, you put it up around your neck.
But there's a little bit of back and forth, and I like Sly kind of relenting. It's where the fucking underplayed performance of him actually kind of works.
How did Sly's performance sit with you?
It wasn't a lot of range to it. He was just very kind of docile for the whole.
Yep.
Even when he fucking jumps out of the truck cab, doesn't seem fired up or anything. He just kind of
Even when he gets to Vegas, or it's not Vegas actually, it's the fucking where was it?
The comp.
Yeah,
Vegas.
it was in Vegas, was it?
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, show me Vegas. That's another fucking problem of directorial things. Give me a shot of the strip. Send me down the strip. Let me know it's Vegas.
Yeah.
I don't care if you fucking ram it down my throat.
Drive your cab.
Down the middle of the strip. But one of the issues there with Stallone's performance is he's too understated. Yeah. There's no anger. There should be some anger about the way he's being treated. I'm still your father.
Yeah,
mate.
yeah. I think, So that scene is the only time we still know nothing about. We still don't have a context for this relationship other than what we've seen, which is just so up and down. But it's the only time when I like the fact that there's not, as I said, that's where the underplayed part of it works. He's emotional, but he's not fucking yelling and screaming.
Yes, and that's fine. That's
and
fine for that.
The kids kind of meets him at that level and kind of just says, he's not angry, but he's like, this isn't what we should be, basically.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
That's why the scene works, because it's fair. I was going to bring this in just before we get to the final half hour, which is fucking nonsense, but there's a lot of random shit happening there. They use the same fucking 4 songs. Eddie Money, Kenny Loggins, Sammy Hagar, and some other song, and that's it. And I kind of see where Stallone's going with, I would have removed the rock songs and had a score.
So I wouldn't have taken them all out, but I understand what he's saying after watching it, that we go back to the line.
Because there's very little score, is there?
Yeah.
There's very little musical score. So that I feel like that hurts.
Yeah. The rock song stuff probably fits in parts of the Vegas.
Yeah.
It fits in parts of when they're on the road, but there is too much of it.
Yeah.
Especially when you're repeating the same song.
Yeah. If you had a whole soundtrack of songs, didn't they say they hired fucking Giorgio Moroder or whatever who made Never Ending Story?
Yeah.
Surely he's got fucking 10 songs in him, hasn't he?
Yeah, probably. I thought he did. But, call Frank. He'll give you one. Probably start with, "This is the end."
Take it back. Take it back. Now, once we get to the arm wrestling competition, absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
When we walk in there, we've got all these blokes with single dumbbells going and doing fucking tricep extensions till their fucking arms come off.
And they're all lobsters. They've all been working the one arm in the truck on the way to the tournament.
Stallone also sits down and does like some sort of press thing. I think it's kind of like meant to be like for the triceps, you're pushing, because that's a key muscle in the arm wrestling game.
As you would know, Adam, having worked it, to perfection yourself.
My triceps looks like a horse kick. A small horse, because I can tell you right now, if I rolled up to an arm wrestling comp, people would be fucking laughing. Get this guy all out of here.
Yeah.
He's not even a lobster. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm a fucking yabby.
Yeah, but what I bring to the table, Jared, is both hands. Like, I can go either way.
You're going with the tricks. You're doing the tricks that, like, the Sly goes, just a quick bang. Gotcha.
Yeah, gotcha.
He cheated.
And then my next match, right-handed. Like, you know why? Because I've worked them both equally. But there's also... Sly goes from being totally kind of dry, so to speak. Next thing you know, he's doing this little... He's fucking oiled up. He's just been bathed in Vaseline.
Yep.
Ridiculous.
I also like that we're weighing in front of a fucking huge cheering crowd.
But why are we weighing in? Why do we care? All we care about is his arm.
Are you in the truckers division or are you in the... I don't know. What are the other divisions?
If it's a weight division, I understand.
Yeah, but they end up fighting everyone.
Well, if you look at the size of bulls compared to Stallone...
Yeah.
I mean, fuck. They're not in the same weight class. If they were boxing...
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Sly trying to make out like Rocky Balboa was fucking a heavyweight.
Correct.
I mean, come on, mate.
No,
90 Ks.
No.
It's a light heavyweight, actually, I found out. 90 kg is a light heavyweight.
Mm.
But a heavyweight's 100 plus.
But he's not, whatever it is, he's not in the same class as Drago.
No, fuck no. Can he punch someone's heart out of their chest?
You can buy it with Apollo and Clubber Lang.
He's roughly that size.
But,
even Clubber Lang, it looks a little bit untidy. I think Mr. T would have been a lot
Not
bigger
much.
than Sly.
Mr. T wasn't big.
But definitely not Drago. There's a
fuck
fucking
no.
weight difference, but a height difference.
Yeah.
It's like Klitschko versus fucking, Tim Tszyu. They're fucking totally different size people.
Yeah.
But why are we weighing them? Is there a weight class? Because all I ever hear is he's from the trucker division.
Yeah. Again, context. We don't have it.
What about? Do we need to fill in all these gaps, Menem? No, we don't.
Yeah. Canon and context never went well together.
No, they did.
I think the only thing I learned from this is that in Vegas we'll bet on anything, won't we? Like, there's not a...
You're 20 to 1, you put 7K on it?
Yeah, good
Fucking
move.
hell,
Good
Sylvester.
move.
I would have put 4K on it, kept 3 up my sleeve.
Up the sleeve.
For a
You
couple
had
of nights at the
total confidence in
Bellagio.
yourself, Adam. Total confidence.
I know.
You have true gambler's mentality.
Oh, well,
there.
if you win, you lose.
Yeah.
You're a loser and you're a winner.
You should have said that at the thing. Well, that's what I call gambling. As long as I lose like a winner.
Yeah. By the way, if you lose, you win nothing.
Yeah. In gambling, there's no such thing as losing like a winner. There's only losing all your money in one go.
Have I made that clear to you?
Yeah. Because you see, to explain it to you, when you win in gambling, we give you money. If you lose, you don't get money.
He comes back
so it's
after
hard to lose like a winner.
He comes back after the tournament and he's lost and he's there going, but I lost like a winner. And he's at the fucking, he's slapping on the fucking glass going, I lost like a winner, where's my fucking money?
I think I'm going to try that next time I head down to Crown and throw a few dollars on the roulette. What happens if I lose like a winner? Will you give me a chip? No. Okay, I hate this place. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate this place. Here's another 50. Straight back in. Yeah, put 50 on that. Jesus Christ.
Oh, man.
A bloke dislocates his elbow during a match, which is the best part of the film.
Yeah, because
that's
clearly
legit.
that's part of the comp. When they got some footage of the real comp.
That is legit,
that
and it's
shit
fucking
goes.
awful.
Yeah.
You see his
course,
entire elbow go fucking bang.
Of course I laughed. I didn't mean to laugh. I didn't laugh at the injury, but I laughed when he kind of has no reaction for about 5 to 10 seconds. And then he kind of just looks up and goes, and just starts screaming. I mean, like, yeah, well, I understand the reaction, but there was a fair delay.
I've been fucking screaming from the second it happened.
Oh, fuck, yeah, it was awful.
Oh,
fucking awful. But of course, that's what happens. That's what would have happened to Sly every time he attempted to go against some bloke.
Sly's fucking would have been one arm short.
it would have disconnected
Dad,
at the shoulder.
you're fucking 20 kilos lighter. What happened?
Yeah.
Oh, well, they had to cut my arm off. But
Yeah,
I was losing like a winner.
Yeah, I lost my arm like a winner. That was fucking horrible.
It was fucking horrible. It reminds me of that thing on the footy show with Wendell Saylor and Ben Ross. That was his arm broke.
Yep.
It wasn't a dislocation, but I just remember seeing it. And Wendell Saylor's reaction is like, holy fuck. Like he lets go of him as if he's fucking badly, like he's deliberately hurt him or something.
Like he did.
Like he did, but he didn't mean to do it. He's just like, holy shit.
But this is the thing, when you get two very, very strong individuals, sometimes the body gives.
Yeah.
That's it's a lot of pressure to put on there, isn't it? Yeah.
We finally get to the arm wrestling. We finally get there. And it's just underwhelming.
Can I tell you what I thought was the dumbest part of the movie?
Was it the talking heads?
The fucking interview, these little interview fucking, like we're in the tournament. But it doesn't look like it's...
I'm going to kick his ass.
Yeah, I get the idea. Like, oh, yeah, there's coverage of this. But it just looks silly when you whip it in there with no...
Who's covering it? Was it ESPN?
Well,
the Oak Show?
ESPN 3. Fuck, we got 24 hours to fill these days with ESPN and 4 channels or whatever. I think it was just an in-house fucking CCTV closed circuit set up for the people, for the mountains of people that were in the venue. Just waiting for the next round of bingo to start or whatever it was that they were doing there, because I don't think it's... Look,
I'm waiting for Siegfried and Roy to come on. I better go across the road and check out this shit.
Not try to take shots at arm wrestling.
No.
But it doesn't fit, because it's never one of these things to get like massive crowds like that. And the crowds are fucking going off the whole time. There's never we're between fights. There's just a lot of people.
There's
here.
got to be a dot
There's
race between the fights. Like,
they're
there's
just
got to be
going
things
off.
going on.
Which again, it's fucking half an hour at fever pitch. It doesn't work. It doesn't work for me.
The fact that when we read the trivia and it said that the competition went for fucking 12 months and ended in an 18-hour slog down at fucking... you could not get me in there for more than 20 minutes. I'd see a couple of arm wrestles and I'd be like, all right, that was cool.
What time's the final on? Like, that's when I'll be back and I'll join the crowd because I'm not watching 18 hours of it. Especially when you're in the casino.
Yeah, I'm gambling.
I'm down at the table.
I'm gambling for 18 hours. And as I'm being removed by security, you can send me back.
I come back in. I say, where's the fucking arm wrestling final? I'm back.
I'd be so fucking pissed. They just wheel me in there and leave me there. We need numbers at the arm wrestling tournament. Yeah, the security guys there fucking radio squeaks and goes, we need numbers at the arm wrestling tournament.
Numbers at the arm wrestling
they roll me out to the fucking...
Yeah, lose like a winner.
Here I am fucking sitting there.
Yeah, you wouldn't see the final. You'd see the intro and then...
I say to people, fuck, I wasn't that.
They'll find you in the truck, they're giving you away. Sleep. How'd this bloke get here? He couldn't walk when we fucking rolled him in here.
Yeah, fucking hell. Of course. When there's all these rules. So it's a double elimination or a double loss elimination.
Yeah. We go to a bracket. It seems like a bracket. We just see people going and then we go, we're down to 32. And then all of a sudden we're informed it's a double loss. If you lose twice, you're out. I'm sitting there thinking, okay, well, who are we fighting next?
But doesn't that also fuck up your bracket? Because if someone lost once previously, they come in, they lose.
It's like McIntyre system.
Jesus Christ.
Instead of going with the simpler format, we fucking complicated it unnecessarily.
McIntyre system for an arm wrestling bracket.
Yeah, pretty much.
That McIntyre's got a fucking fair bit to answer for. How do you cock that stuff up?
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
I think it actually kind of... If you're doing a real tournament and we get to the final and you want to determine, okay, well, who's the best out of all these guys? And they go around and arm wrestle everyone. And as soon as you lose two, you're gone.
That makes more sense.
It makes more sense.
The top eight.
But again, for a movie, we don't know who's next. We don't know we just know who's still in it.
It was a cheap way of trying to bring some, he's down and out.
Yeah. But what it means is we know... Oh, yeah, he's going to drop one. Of course. He's allowed to drop one. So he's going to drop one and then he's not going to lose after that. We kind of get that.
And that's when he fucking loses his first match, seems to pull a tendon in his fucking lobster-like arm. And then he starts wandering around with a fucking sort of elbow warmer. I don't know what
Stretches
he's
a leg
doing
warmer over the
there.
elbow.
I mean, that's not helping.
No, it's not.
You needed to actually get it strapped, mate, properly.
Yeah. And let me tell you, the people in Vegas were way more excited than I was through this whole sequence.
No doubt about it. My favourite bit, though, is when Tessa Funk comes down to tell him the grandfather wants to see you upstairs.
Yeah.
And fucking Stallone's getting worked on by a couple of masseuses.
Yeah.
And then as it cuts back to Terry Funk leaving, like walking away from him, so we've got Stallone sitting in a chair and Funk standing in front of him, and there's a whole crowd of people behind him, and
whole crowd of people singing, "We want the funk."
Yeah,
like
that's right. Gotta have that funk. And then you've got you've got participants and stuff as well.
Yeah.
And as Terry walks away, all you can see is this massive dumbbell going.
What's he doing? A fucking hammer curl or something?
He's doing fucking tricep extensions. I'm like, fucking hell.
Oh, man.
Oh, for the love of God.
It was pretty funny. I did enjoy, and this was where the only kind of, it's almost what you expect, John Grizzly. So he fucking eats a cigar and then he drinks some motor oil between it.
Yeah, and I did like the light gag with him putting some fucking Pepto-Bismol or something.
Alka-Seltzer afterwards.
After he's done all that. At least they saw the humour in it.
That was right up my alley.
I thought that was rather humorous.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I could have done with one or two more of just a little bit of you know, we straight away get the sense, oh, well, John Grizzly's a fucking lunatic. He's a wild man.
I know.
So,
but also we needed a bit more of blokes getting this Christ slapped out of them because
yeah, of course. This might be the only movie though where we get at least 3 sequences of a fucking face slap fire up sequence, Tommy Radonicus style. But as I said to you, Adam, the funniest thing is we're slapping faces and then we go and arm wrestle.
I know.
We're not playing football and bashing heads or anything.
Yeah,
we're just
exactly.
smack. Give me a hand.
Yeah, exactly. It's very. It doesn't work within the context of the sport.
Yeah.
Once again,
it's so, and this is where the interviews again don't work. They go through, and we get everyone gives us a bit of John Grizzly kind of, smack talk and.
I'm just going to crush the bloke. I'm going to rip his fucking arm off.
I just care about the truck, and it's fucking.
And then he says, "When I turn the hat around, it's like turning a switch." What the?
Turning a switch. I switch from winner to loser, but I lose like a winner.
Just prior to that, when he's getting called out for the semis,
yeah,
we cut to him and he's lovingly staring at the fucking truck like some sort of scumbag.
Yeah.
His interviews are fucking ridiculous. Like, they are the worst. That's the problem. They're even worse. They're trying to make him like the humble outsider.
Yeah.
But it's fucked. It doesn't work at all. Because all he does is go crap on about the truck. Then he talks about how he fucking turns his hat around, he switches on. It's like, you just get in the fucking ring and do that arm wrestling and shut up.
Yeah.
Like,
you're
not interviewing these
microphones, looking at the camera, giving it the fucking neck chop. Go, cut this guy off. Like, director's going, fucking hell, go to camera B, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. Go to the dot race. Go to the fucking dot race right now. Get off this guy. You know what? We'll cut that out when we put it on.
Yeah. Just get in touch with the producer and tell him no more live interviews. We're fucking pre-recording this so we can chop this up. We don't need it. No need to go live. The final.
A lot of screaming, a lot of slow-mo.
A lot of slow-mo. The final goes for about 2 minutes, doesn't it?
Yeah. Which is longer than any arm wrestle's ever gone for.
And this is where you really see the limits of arm wrestling as a cinematic tournament. Like, it's so fucking boring for me, mate. It's just, it's terrible.
The only thing it brings is that the other guy's got a second chance because he's never lost.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. He has to lose twice.
Does he? I think he only loses once. Yeah, he does.
Okay.
He only loses once. Maybe in the final it was a no holds barred elimination. We were not told of this.
But it was the final match.
Yeah. But
because that's where it fails, right? Because he makes his way through to the final match, but Sly's still got one to go. But yeah, I think you're right. We don't see Bull lose at all.
Sly loses once.
Yeah.
Bull does not lose until the final. So technically,
he
gets to go again. Yeah, he gets to go again. Let me tell you something. Sly's not getting that fucking out of himself again.
No, shit, no. He's toast.
He's toasted, yeah. I mean, unless he gets back on the
Bull
lobster
just turns
rack.
around and goes, slap me in the face. Bang, I'm ready to go again.
Yeah, ready to go again. And once again, I mean, fucking arm for arm, Bull's ripping his fucking arm off and jamming it up his ass. Like, he's just too big.
Bull's arm it's like Sly's. It's like a leg muscle. It's a thigh.
Exactly. So the bit that I don't like about it is it's not very exciting, but also Robert Loggia, the grandfather, has been fucking shit canning this bloke for all the entire film.
Yep.
Including not the night before he goes into the finals.
You're trying to give him $500,000 to go away.
Yeah, well, I'm taking that $500,000.
Oh well, because he wins $250 for the tournament.
He put $7,000 on him for 20 to 1.
20 to 1.
What's that?
140.
140. Another 500 on top. I'm almost a millionaire.
Yeah, I'll just take the million and not have to fucking turn up for day 2.
Yeah, but the kid turns 18 in 7 years.
Because he says I'll give you $500,000 and
the truck,
doesn't he?
Holy shit!
Yeah, you're laughing. Go away.
I forfeit. I forfeit immediately.
Yeah. So he.
But also he's been shitting all over him.
Yep.
And then we're supposed to believe by the end of the film that he's relented.
No, I didn't realise you could arm wrestle.
Yeah. Oh, you've arm wrestled so well.
Forget about that. Forget about all that stuff I thought about you dealing drugs and things like that.
You're not a loser.
a bit silly.
Yeah, it's
but
ridiculous.
also it's the last half hour shows how disconnected those two things are.
Yeah,
the arm wrestling and the fucking the family storyline. Yeah, okay, I'm arm wrestling to win you over. Sorry, that sounds so ridiculous.
Sounds ridiculous.
But when that's happening, when the arm wrestling's happening, you can't have any of the fucking other stuff around it. Like
No.
it just doesn't.
No. It would have been
just
better to
clashes.
separate that stuff entirely.
Yeah.
That it's the stuff about him, that's his side stuff. The arm wrestling perhaps could have even been in the middle of the film.
Oh,
It could have bookended with drama.
let's not try to fix. Let's not try to fix it. We're just digging a deeper hole.
Well, Sylvester gave us some minimal ideas about what he thought he'd do.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of problems.
And again, there's more than that. There's a lot
Yeah.
more. There's a
Yeah.
lot more to
There's a
work
lot
on
more,
than just that.
Did you have anything else? Because that was me tapped.
Yeah, no, that was pretty much it.
That's over the top.
Back to the first question: is it his worst? Maybe.
Yeah.
No,
No,
it's not
no,
his
God,
worst.
no.
It's
Fuck
not
no.
his worst.
No way. I can give you 3 or 4 worse than this.
Mm.
Some that I haven't actually seen.
Yeah, that you just know.
I know it,
That'd
but
be worse.
no, definitely worse.
I have seen Stop on My Mum Will Shoot, not for a while.
Terrible. It's fucking awful. But you mentioned Rambo Last Blood.
Yeah.
Definitely worse than this.
Yeah.
As bad as this is,
Yep.
Rambo Last Blood's much worse. All right, that is Over the Top. You can find us on Podomatic, iTunes, Spotify, and wherever else you get your podcasts. Send us an email at thrillme@iinet.net.au. Like us on Facebook at Thrill Me Podcast Australia, at Podomatic at thrillme.podomatic.com, and on Instagram at thrillmepodcastau. Keep an eye on the Facebook page for details of the next film. But until then, take it easy, everyone, and we'll catch you later. Cheers. Find the podcast at Podomatic or on iTunes. Don't forget to rate and review. Like us on Facebook at Thrill Me Podcast Australia, or contact us at thrillme, all one word, all lowercase, at iinet.net.au.